Okay, are we back? It looks like we're back. I'm sorry, my stream disconnected again. What is going on? My this is the second time in a row this has happened. I'm so sorry, everybody. Hopefully, hopefully this won't happen again. All right. Okay, we're just gonna... Let's see... Alright. Go to... at some point, present the... But if you wanted to keep it, then when asked what this you took... At me was a blackmail. Ron started receiving blackmail. Okay. Hi, Dory! Good. Then who was Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing? He was blackmailing Luke. Hi, Dory. Yeah, stream died for a second there, but it looks like we got it back. Oof. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for this claim? You've been personally involved in every single Master Masku case. And in the last case, you recovered what... Yeah, no, it wasn't you, Wrath. My OBS it just died all of a sudden. It happened yesterday, too, when I was streaming, but it did eventually reconnect. So, yeah. Yeah, no, it wasn't you, Wrath. It was definitely on my end. It just, died. But yeah, we're back. And received a jewel. As your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. The red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Order in the court. Order, I say... It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Oh, I don't like the way you said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke Atme? Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter containing the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it clearly does. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for stopping by, Dory. I appreciate it. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret, so just what was that identity? Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick! being the so-called ace detective. Oh, I appreciate that, Dory. Thank you for the lurk. Luke Atme was an ace detective. Thank you for the kind introduction. I am Luke Atme, ace detective. One embodies the nefarious forces of darkness, the other angelic cherubs of light. I'm completely lost. Someone get me a translator. But anyway, everyone already knows you're an ace. Come on, Nick! Oh, that was wrong? Okay, say Atme. Oh, Atme was a blackmailer. Okay. I skipped too far ahead in the guide. A blackmailer. Luke Atme was a blackmailer. Objection! Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit, that does sound a little odd. It's a little odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. It's not odd, it's the only thing that makes sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tears of Emon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Ron Delight was actually Master Maskew. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Light steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Shh, silence. Now I see it's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with the tendency to jump to conclusions, am I wrong? How did you... You said that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Ron Delight. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Maskew. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime. Good point. You naturally couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Master Maskew? The newspaper clipping. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into a lot of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It's a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Maskew didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Oh god, Judge, you have no idea the rabbit hole of stupidity we're about to go down. Correct. With tricks like that, he could fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that he was... What the... Wasn't he supposed to be Master Maskew? I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer? What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why, you... How dare you expose me like that? I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ass and also Master Maskew. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you're neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? How dare you even... low life... Okay, it's going a little too fast. I cannot read this. It's enough to make one laugh. That was all a little too fast. It would seem we've arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atmey. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atmey. Okay. The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I am already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws aren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atmey was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lord Taylor that night of the murder. That's right, that's why he was the one who killed Mr. Bolt. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was a KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the final round. I've got to prove that Atmey was in Mr. Bullett's artifice. But can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Tride. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atmey was at K, and the defense can't prove it. Yeah, we literally can't. I can't prove it. Just as I thought. Well, too bad you don't have any ghosts to save you. But if we hear more of Detective Atmey's testimony... Unfortunately, this is as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten Luke Atmey is here after we interrupted his own trial? And you have failed to prove that he committed the... We have not failed to prove... We've proven that he had absolute motive for doing this. Shouldn't we investigate this more? What the hell's going on? I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Maskew. No! Well then, Sir Loyal, it seemed that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Maskew. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron's delights will be verified that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Order in the court. There's enough deliberation over this witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Egg! We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy, one of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy! Should the defendant be tried and found innocent in court, the defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. Is that a real rule? I seriously want to know. And it applies to the witness as much as it does anyone else. Mr. Atney will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Maskew, which means you'll be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullet is concerned. No way! The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atney's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullet's murder. Ugh! Okay. And now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Oh, if only a ghost would help me. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atney, will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid we have to declare that there will be no further questions of this witness. Are there any objections? Oh, well shit, he's about to get away with murder. And I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atney. I think I see it, Your Honor. When you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. As poor hearing often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way! Long time no see, Phoenix. But... Mia! This is the true power of the Karen channeling technique. I know it's really Maya who's standing before me. But right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. Wrath, thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate it. But... there's nothing more we can do, Maya. Without any more cross-examination... without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony is not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, the witness made a number of remarks. Well, now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Maskew. My verdict will verify that, just as Law and Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Yes, but that comment appears to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehood will do anything to me, Luke Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear every last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what do you... Very well then, Mr. Luke Atney, I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant would be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. The last testimony. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lord Taylor. I had to leave to see about a very important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photo readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ronald Delight, and thanks to the keycard and wallet, I was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also to make a deduction from the buzzer, which was only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Did my mic go off? Hello? Hold on a second. Can I still be heard? Okay. So it seems my internal mic is picking up my voice, but the mic I use from my headphones apparently is completely busted. Or not. It's connected again. Okay, it connected itself again. What is going on? Okay. After this trial is done, I'm gonna have to stop because I'm getting a lot of issues. But we're gonna at least wrap up this trial. What is going on? Oh my god, all my equipment is starting to fail. My OBS is going crazy. What the hell? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Maskew outfit, which is why he left no prints. The Black Zavari. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. Okay, so the judge is only going to give us one chance, so we need to save here. Boop, boop. Yep, saving here. Okay, thank you. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course. But how did you know about the emergency? Yeah, that's a very good... Yeah, that's a very good point there. The police investigation document went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot propose Luke Atney's trial any longer. This is your last chance. Hang on a sec. I think a bug just flew in my mouth. Oh man, everything is going wrong today. It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with what he said during his testimony. That Ron Delight was wearing his Master Maskew outfit. How the hell would he know that if he wasn't there? What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to provide evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. You lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory mark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Well then, right, please begin your final cross-examination. Last testimony. Okay, so press on statement number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to match, which is why he left no prints. Mr. Atney, about this last remark. You still don't get it, do you, Trat? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atney, it seems you have finally admitted that you were at the CEO's office the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atney? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Mask to Mask You outfit, is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason I'm starting to get real thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Mask to Mask You when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my 6th cup was starting to look at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only person who should have known are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atney? There's no way you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom, being tried as Mask to Mask You. So then enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well... Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Mask to Mask You outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atney to have found that out. Only one way, you say. Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker. So there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atney. It was that statement that'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight was the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible! Detective Atney, you saw Mask to Mask You at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Oh, here we go. Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a wife worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown! That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. What an awfully complicated instant. Game Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atney, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atney tried to frame Ron Delight. And then claimed to be guilty as Master Maskew in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan, to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know. You never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Master Maskew! Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was he said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it. That was careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Maskew is really innocent. It would seem so, for now. For now? Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Fuck yeah! Got 2 for 1 on this one. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good. I mean, the thing is, I'm still Master Maskew. October 14th, 3:35 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 4. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh, I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seemed kind of torn these days. I mean, about becoming the master of the Kirin Channeling School. Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Fey, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia. Mr. Wright, I don't know what to say. You can say thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Come on, just be happy already! Maya? You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Maskew to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Maskew? And it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree. She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Maskew. Yes, but it's all over now. Broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can. Kind of wish you'd check with me first. Okay. Present the Sacred Urn. Okay. Mr. Delight, even if bowl is broken, it can always be put... There's always a way to put it back together. sacred urn? Desiree was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are. Miss Delight. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate it, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you would quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Masku either. Mr. White, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Huh? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Shiver! Lady, you got a weird idea of what chivalry is, but you know what? Take it, Rod. Take it and run with it, buddy. You got this. I knew I was right about you. Every day I spent with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy? Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Gulp, I can feel my face going red. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you? That man's right, in front of Mystic Maya. No, I'll never forgive you, never, ever! Oh, Pearl still has the wrong idea. So, just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. There's a perfect example of why there was one back together even better than before. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. The end. Alright! Hooray! Oh, we did it. Alright, let's see. How many more? We've technically got 3 more cases, but the 4th case is only just a one part, and it's just a trial. But I'm going to stop for today because of all the stuff that keeps going wrong. As always, thank you to everybody who tuned in, who listened to me go on and on about all my stupid stuff, who watch, who lurked, who follows, who subscribes, and who comes in to just watch me play all of my silly little video games and have a good old time. We're going to look for someone to raid today. Let's see, who we gonna say hello to? Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Let's go. Oh, well, of course, Wrath. I love to stream, and I love being able to be entertaining for you guys. Anyways, we're gonna go say hello to Soul Kaya today. You too, Dragon. You have a good night, and I hope you all get some good rest and have a wonderful week. We're gonna be back on Thursday. 6:30 p.m. CST, and Saturday 3 p.m. CST with more Phoenix Wright. All right, let me just get the raid message in. We're going to go say hello to Soul Kaya today. She's a wonderful Fish Girl VTuber. She's currently playing Moon Scars. There's the raid message. Feel free to copy and paste that. And as always, Boneheads, I'll see you on the other side. Take care.